didn't you make a beautiful horsey for the Pyrenees?
Right. I made a beautiful pink unicorn that whenever it clops around, there's like rainbows and sparkles.
How long does that last?
I think it lasts eight
It's like
hours.
8 hours.
Let me double check.
That sounds about right.
Uh,
You guys were only, what was it, a quarter day's travel?
Oh, right, we
Yeah,
leveled up, right?
yeah. Y'all level up.
Crud, no, I didn't.
Oh, it's okay. I figured
No.
somebody
we were
would.
gonna rest in town and stuff first.
oh, it lasts an hour? That doesn't seem right.
That sounds terrible. Just an hour.
That sounds what it's been.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh,
You
I
only
mean,
get an
it
hour horse.
sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking of a different steed.
oh,
It
well,
was long.
that's fine. I'll just repeatedly recast it since I only know it as a ritual anyway.
Yeah, well, it would be better if you're a paladin. Just find steeds. Like here, bitch, horse.
Yeah, but then he'd have to walk.
Yeah, that's true. Here, bitch, horse.
I gave him the option if he wanted to ride the horse, but he refused. I don't know why.
No, that's a notification. And if y'all remember, this wagon is apparently pretty fucked up. Just burnt on one side. Mostly the horse is dead and now being carried by the four deathless
God
and
damn.
walking alongside. Yeah, and you have a couple of bodies thrown in there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You did throw some bodies in there.
One of them's only a skeleton because being burnt, and the other one from like basically like withering away into nothingness.
Yeah.
My bad, guys.
And let's see.
But I do have a new troop of ghouls.
Ghouls.
Because the other ones died.
I mean, Andor was alive, but my everything
Grim.
else.
Grim totally bit it due to a rampaging bear totem barbarian.
Yep.
I had to grab the laptop at some point. That's where I had the loot list. I have the laptop near the bed, but I had to. It's my mom's room right now. Yeah. So I'll give you a loot list. You, Verdar, you're the only one that didn't level, but you don't get too much other than a spell slot, I believe, right? Level 13.
I think it's a spell slot, yeah.
So it shouldn't be too bad. And no oath or anything. Yeah, no, it's a blank. You actually get a 4th level spell slot. Jesus.
And hit points.
Yeah, hit points, yeah. So nothing too big.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too hard to just pull up real fast anyway. Because don't
say
paladins
fourth
get
level
like all of their...
4th level. I also learned about the newest thing. It's not just to take, like, what was it, Hexblade, but Sorkadins are good as fuck, apparently. So I've been wanting to look in those later to maybe throw at you guys.
Oh, nice.
Sorcerer Paladins. Because the dips are stupid. Like, stupid awesome to, like, take, and everything's charisma-based. Charisma is the power stat.
Charisma is nice.
All right, so I'm trying to remember. Did you all want to take the rest further up, or take a short rest here, or camp out for a long one?
Proficiency bonus goes up too.
Wasn't
nice.
it in the middle of the night? So weren't we going to just wait until morning? I don't remember.
Well, it wasn't in the middle of the night. It was once again sunset, like almost getting there. So if you all wanted to go in the morning, you could probably camp out here. but from what you know, some of the paladins might be expected back. You're not sure about the adventurers, but the paladins did come from that town.
Oh wait, there were paladins.
You must have lost your mind in the rage, but yeah, there was a few of them with them. They came down.
Well,
Like the main person fighting us and most of the troops fighting us were rangers. Most of the troops fighting us were paladins. Did I say
Paladins,
ranger?
yeah.
Yeah.
The one ranger is the one that
Yeah.
eventually
I
got
thought that guy
brought
was
down.
a warrior. My bad. I thought it was just a bunch of warriors and simple soldiers. Oh,
No, it was all paladins, one barbarian, one ranger, and one
Yeah.
sorcerer?
She was wizard,
Wizard.
full
okay.
blown wizard. Had she taken teleport, she would have lived. But instead, I took crazy ass spell.
She might have lived. Might have.
All right. So, what was the plan? Did you all want to stay here
Pretty sure
or move on?
I summoned the horse because we planned to
Okay,
move.
you're all gonna move forward. All right. Let me move the banner here. So you guys are to take the path. You will have to actually cut through Einor. And if you remember, there they were talking about not selecting. Not you guys were getting a lot of looks just because you guys were passing through town. You haven't been seen much. The town was full of just more younger paladins, kind of just bored and leaning up against the walls. Uh, fair, well, not like a huge contingent of guards or anything like that, but just enough to secure peace around the larger town.
Yeah, remember they wouldn't let the spider in the town.
Yep.
I command the ghouls to not come into town with us, but before we get within sight of the town, have them go into the woods and then lightly bury themselves and act like corpses.
All right. They'll bury themselves will be kind of interesting, but they'll kind of just dig like I don't know a hole like a few feet deep, and then just like face plant in it,
Yeah.
lying in there. Um, the Griffin states that he probably should avoid this town, but he wishes to stay near.
Uh, yeah, that sounds like a
What
good
do you say,
idea. I guess just go play in the woods or something.
The ambassador is starting to, as you guys have been walking forward, is starting to look around a little bit nervously, just as you guys can see the walls uh, in the walls surrounding the city in the distance. Well, the large town. Um, he looks both at you, Verdar and Baylor. Our arrival at this later time of night might seem alarming. However, do you all wish we proceed and announce ourselves, or shall we wait until daybreak? We do intend to come through with our banner. He said grabs what remains. It's kind of tattered because it has taken some fire damage.
We can wait till the morning.
It is your choice. It appears with our appearance might cause alarm. However, we have neutralized those that have seemed to have made themselves our enemy. We do just want peace, and we thank you for your escort. However, this will cause some alarm when we get to our destination in Bergdale, that I'm told has been what this place has been called to see this count.
Yes, I imagine we will run into some difficulties. but
Yeah,
we should be able to try to smooth things over.
we do have evidence that we were attacked through those bodies, so that makes me very, at least, very sure that at least our case can be heard. As alarming as things are, we have hired assassins and proof of who they came from. This is enough to possibly start a war, which is something we don't like, we don't wish for. But
Yes.
our people have spent about a millennia fighting, and if we have to, we don't particularly feel pain. So, and he kind of clenches his fist a little bit, but we don't seem to, we don't wish to let it get to that point.
I don't imagine anyone wants war.
Hmm.
But if that is if that is all they offer, you should only respond in kind. But I will do all I can to prevent such a situation.
Very well, and it seems that that some very very skilled champions have been thrown at us. So I'm very confident that whatever comes our way, you'll be able to handle it, as well as the Order of Adar here, doing their best to support us. How is the child? Is she fine? She looked very distressed when everything started. He's saying, kind of just uh, looking at Serenity riding up in the front as the Deathless are carrying the remains of the carriage. Is
Was
that
she?
child? Well, he before he got knocked out, he saw her like freak the fuck out and like on fire.
Yes, she does that occasionally. But are you all right, Serenity?
Yeah, I'm I'm still really mad at that guy, but it's okay. We'll get him.
All right. So you guys get there around. I'm gonna say it's pretty much into the night, past the evening, around like 9:30 p.m. You guys can see people milling around on the top of the gates, or not the top of the gates, top of the wall. A couple of them have closed the gates for the evening. And there's people, about 3 or 4, you can tell, just trying to keep a lookout. It seems that go ahead and give me perception checks, all of you,
Ooh,
Okay.
in the dark.
rolling things.
Not selecting. Oh, it's okay.
So I don't have dark vision, if that.
Okay. Well, yeah, that will give it a disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, a lot of them will not have dark vision either. So Verdar and
Ooh, natural
okay,
one.
natural one.
Oh,
Verdar and Baylor, and Revi as well. Yeah, everything over 15. You see that even though you can make them out, just based on where you are near the road, it looks like they can't. They looks like from where you guys are just in a normal carriage. They don't seem very alarmed to see you where you are in the distance,
Mhm.
but they're aware of you. But they doesn't seem like there's any alarm raised or anything. They can't tell from here that there are no horses pulling this carriage. That is actually like 4 men, 2 pushing and others pulling.
Okay.
But they just see a carriage in the distance. But there's no alarm, nothing being raised. They're just a little bit watchful. I guess with you, Serenity, with everything's been going on, your anger has taken a lot out of you. So when you were trying to focus your eyes in the dark, you're starting to slightly nod off just because of all the energy you spent and have been sitting still for a while with just the sounds of people moving, wearing armor, and you being pulled. The after about an hour, Karen asks you don't to not worry about the horse because you're trying to cast it like for 10 minutes each hour. She's like, It's not necessary, dear. I'll just walk with the others. It's fine." She says to you, just kindly putting a hand on your shoulder.
Mm, I pout a little and I say, "But you looked like a princess. It was so cute."
Well, we'll do that for the morning if you want, but nobody's seeing me right now.
Okay.
A princess, she says. Silly. Um, Revy just kind of looks at both of you, and she doesn't roll her eyes or smirk or anything. It kind of just looks like blank and a bit of a. It's more of a. She's studying you guys, you two, and the way you two act. She's seeing that you're still more familiar with Karen than you are her with Revy, despite the apology. But Revy's doing her best. So you guys will go ahead and turn in for a long rest around here
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
coming. All right. So get all
Uh,
your.
but before I go to sleep, I'm going to cast Dream again.
Yes.
Uh, only this time, I'm going to cast Dream on. Hold on a second. Let me see who it was again. I never remember these people's names, man. No. Ah, there it is. There it is. Uh, Patricia, I think it is, the oldest.
Oh yes, the oldest girl.
All right. So, uh, I'm gonna cast Dream on her, and assuming she's asleep at around this time, basically what the
Yeah.
dream is going to be is it's going to be what it looks like is since I can change the scenery of the dream and everything is it's me, Lori, and Sarah like out in a field, a big grassy, beautiful field during a sunny day, like playing tag or whatever, and we're all having fun and laughing and giggling. But the uh, our patron is also out there playing tag with us, having fun and laughing. So so just the big guy in smoky armor, and we're all playing, but she's really far away, and we all kind of like turn to Patricia and be like, "Come and play with us, come and play," and then the patron uh, hands out his hand and says, "Yeah, come play with us. It'll be so much fun." Uh, and she's just sitting there alone, feeling lonely. Like it's like one of those things where you're just like looking on at your friends having fun, and you want to be a part of it, but it's like, come on, it's not bad. We're all having fun out here.
What's up?
And then that's where the dream ends.
All right. You're trying to peer pressure her through dreams. You dick. But it makes sense.
So whenever she wakes up, she remembers that dream. She'll just think, I don't want to be left out. Because that's the feeling I'm giving her. Like, you're being left out.
See, dream spell. Let me double check just because this is some kind of interaction. So you're not. And yeah, you would have a locker of her hair or something if you planned this ahead. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
and
something of her.
since I'm not doing any damage or anything,
Yeah.
I don't think she even has to roll against it because I'm not inflicting a nightmare on her.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, no more than 10 words and target must make. Yep. Sweet. So, peer pressure dreams. All right. Anything else anyone's doing in the evening besides resting?
Nope.
The ghouls are. The ghouls, you'll want them to be a bit closer to the gate. Uh, or did you want to have them like set out here? Because it's still you guys are still like an hour-ish away. But you can through the bend in the road, you can see and you can see the gate, and the gate can kind of see you.
If it's in the middle of the night, I'll have them sneak closer, but through the trees in the forest instead of the field.
Okay.
And then at a certain point, then bury themselves.
All right. I'll have them go ahead and do that. So they'll be kind of split off from you all, but let's see. Okay. Just making sure they don't have any other weird. Okay. So the only thing you notice is where the ghouls are present, like as the ghouls were, walking further away from you, like about like 10, 15 minutes, that some wildlife has like dashed away from their presence. Get some, like a few birds like flutter away from the trees and whatnot. It'd be hard to tell what, like, that something unnatural is like driving the stuff away normally, but it's obvious to you why.
Yeah.
But it would just, if they were closer to the gate, it would look ominous as hell. But you know exactly why. Uh, some wildlife is being driven away. There are lots of rustling and birds just taking off. It's a little bit of weird behavior for the middle of the night, but nothing too alarming.
Yeah.
And then after a while, that like stops. So it looks like they have just buried themselves.
Okay. Cool.
You'll have to go looking for them though, probably in the morning to collect them. But I mean, I'm sure you can find them.
Looks like
All right.
a lot of those spells were removed.
Which ones?
A lot of the paladin spells. There's a lot of spells that the pages are missing. Like
on
the website you
Roll
guys can
20.
The wiki,
spells.
yeah, they
Yeah.
removed like a lot of them because they paired up with D&D Beyond.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, they did. Cause I only see what 3 spells.
Yeah, there's only 3 spells on 4.
You'll
mean,
have to
besides-
Google them. There's another site that has them, but I don't recall what it is.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of strange. But
Go ahead.
I was just saying, so they paired up with the group and basically just changed a few things. Or
Okay.
D&D Beyond paired up with Wizards, and now they're on like a severe like cease and desist for everyone.
Yeah.
So they're hardcore shutting everyone down from hosting any content. There's only a few illegal sites you can find any stuff on.
I do miss the open SRD days, guys. So bad.
Yeah.
And third party, crazy ass third party shit. God, those were the days.
Also, when it comes to create undead, I can mentally command the corpses. I don't have to actually talk to them, and it's within 120 feet.
Okay. So you'll just walk towards their general direction, and within 120 feet, you'll just be like, come to me, or something.
Yeah.
Excellent. So it won't be hard. You just know north-ish.
Yep.
And then they'll rise from a hole in the ground they made. Face plant. It's going to be very crude, but it does the job. All right, Verdere, you don't have anything. Just you're gonna meditate. Karen is gonna keep an eye on stuff. Uh, Baylor, while you're getting ready to rest, Revi's gonna walk up to you
Okay.
and express a little bit of concern. My lord, are we ready to make this step? She's saying, not questioning your orders, but wishing to kind of assess what her role needs to be. She would not dare question your path.
Yes, we are as prepared as we can be, I suppose. We need to use what we can to try to leverage as great a deal for the Deathless as we can out from Bergdale. Use the wrongdoings and the of what Bergsdale is, or use what Bergsdale has done against them. And if they won't see reason, if we can't force a deal out of them, then we can start a war between the two sides and take advantage of it.
She
We can use
smiles
this
at the
chaos
word
to
war.
we can make use of the chaos and take out key opponents who we don't want to see rise.
Yes. That way we can maybe more consolidate our position here in the west.
Yes.
We will no longer. She turns, like looking towards the night sky. We'll no longer have to really sit and wait in our lair anymore. We will still have to be hidden, of course. That is our nature.
Oh,
Maybe
of course.
you can operate finally and assert your control as a noble.
This is what I hope to accomplish.
The presence of these crusaders will make it a little bit difficult, but I see what you mean. We can use these crusaders are they're not politically aligned, so they'll be caught in the middle as well. This is very good. But she turns to you, she stops looking at the night sky and turns to you and smiling. She's like, it's finally time. It looks like we're finally making our move.
Bergsdale, one way or another, will be within our clutches.
Excellent. What remains is we pretty much walk through Ainor, which will alarm the people, but if push comes to shove, what shall we do, my lord? We do have to get through.
Yes, I would hope these ruffians wouldn't. I would hope these ruffians won't try to push anything. The law is not on their side here.
That is true. What happened in the road. This will have more witnesses. So I guess we do not need to raise this town, as satisfying as that would be. Thank you, Master. I have much to think about, and I hope in the future, in the coming months, that I will be indispensable to your rise. She says, like giving you kind of like a small bow before retreating.
Of that I have no doubt, as she leaves.
Excellent. Karen is going to bother you, Verdar, just for a moment, looking at the exchange, but not able to hear, between Baylor and Revi.
Mhm.
Uh, look at Revy. She's already plotting or planning something.
What do you think she's planning?
Whereas Baylor is going to come out ahead. That's what we're here to do, right? When are you gonna make your move? You've got some men. I mean, you don't have a full-blown cult in a cave. She says, like, kind of with a small laugh. What do you got planned for us, oh great Verdare, leader of the order? She said with a smirk, testing the pull on her bow and putting it down and just looking at you eagerly, but not in the way that Revy looks at Baylor.
Hmm.
What do you have planned? Because what I think is that whatever it is, it would behoove us to have. And she points towards Serenity, who's probably kind of knocked out at this point. Behoove us to kind of get that one on our side if necessary.
Of course.
You saw what she did in the last fight, did you not?
You're talking about with the Griffin?
Yes, but not just that, with her level of power, which I'm sure is only growing. We need to kind of have her on our side. And who am I to lie? She's kind of growing on me a little.
A little.
Don't give me that. She's not, she say she admits, but she doesn't want to say that she's actually fond of Serenity. But you can tell that she is. Yeah, you can tell that she is.
Let's see. There's definitely something that needs to be handled soon, but it would be a bit difficult at the moment. But if we wanted to instigate something, it'd probably be easier to wait until we got to not this gate here, but if we were to try to get to Bergsdale, as they would probably be more people that actually have bows there.
Well, whatever happens, I am bound to you, so I have your back. But my talents are just limited to killing. she says everybody can hear like a small laugh just from that.
I mean, I didn't say you had to kill anyone, but one arrow tends to upstart a bit more than you'd expect it to, I'm sure.
As long as it's on the right target. Well, whatever happens, it'll sure be interesting. And I do like the title Princess. It could grow on me, she says with a smirk. Well, you go ahead and get some rest, Verdor. I'll watch over the camp at the night. And then she looks at the Deathless, who are kind of just staring, like sword planted, like in the ground, just staring in all directions, north, east, southwest. Or I can just leave it to them. I'll just go ahead and take care of my business. And she goes and she checks on Serenity. Serenity, if you're slightly sleepy, you're stirred just by the sound of someone in full plate walking up to you, and you can tell that it's Karen.
Okay, I was gonna say I wake up with like an invoke flame in my hand, but knowing it's her, I'll just
Just
quench
whoa,
that instantly.
whoa, whoa. You don't need it to do that. I mean, not like it'll.
I'm
Oh, that's right.
sorry.
She remembered that your flame burns slightly higher. It's like, actually, scratch that. Yes, it's just me. Get
I,
some rest, sweetie.
I'm sorry. I just get jumping sometimes now.
You get a good rest. I
And
don't want you to get hurt, okay? Because we're gonna be doing a lot of. There's gonna be a lot of things going on. Okay.
Okay. And then I kind of like just in the middle of saying that, I'm already laying down, falling asleep. Like, okay.
You nod off, and we will advance to the next day. Um, since you guys turned in around like 8ish, you guys can wake up like early morning easily. Uh, Stirring around camp, you see in the distance that there are still men on the walls. About like it's hard to see exactly a number, but it doesn't be like a good amount of men there up on the walls. The walls you could probably estimate are probably 20 feet, 25 feet tall. Nothing too crazy, not like Bergsdale, which is you know huge. But this is a mix between like stone and wood in some places. It's a pretty sturdy wall. It's good for keeping out like orc incursions and whatnot from the west or anything coming through the forest, but it's not like siege stopping or anything.
I'll skip over to or not skip over. I'll walk over to Revi in the morning, and I'm gonna be like, we're going to Bergsdale, right?
Revi, who's beginning to stir, she was just meditating and finishing up work, preparing or making her preparations for spell casting and whatnot. Just looks up at you and just like, yes. She stands up, just not talking to you like an adult to a child, looking her head down. It's like, why do you ask?
Nothing, no reason. I'm just excited to go, and I have like a big smile on my face, and I just turn around and just like skip off
That
to get
can't be
my
good.
stuff ready.
uh, Baylor, Revi looks at you, kind of like with a puzzled look. I perhaps I need to find out why she's that excited, Baylor.
Possibly, yes. I wonder what secret she has in store.
I do not want that child to burn our plans down. She says, looking towards the gate at Ainor. But I will admit, it is very useful, regardless. She takes a deep sigh as a force of habit, seeing as she's a vampire. But it's more of an expression thing that she has. She's like, I'll go ahead and get us ready to leave.
Yes, please do that.
Baylor, I assume you go ahead and fetch your ghouls into the woods,
Um,
or leave them there for now,
for now, I'll leave them there,
still face planted in a hole.
pretending to be corpses. You know.
I mean, it works. They look corpse-like,
They are technically corpses.
liquid corpses, and they're just gonna lay still and not breathe. So that's the best they can do. Acting 100 and all that.
So I walk over to Andor and I say, "Good morning, Andor. How are you?"
I am well. This has given me time to think. He says you're not sure his expression is really
Yeah, he's kind of a
smiling.
skeleton.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of hard to read.
Maybe just turns his head. Just give me some inspiration. Why? How are you this morning, child?
Better.
Good. Good. I am too. He he's still looking at that sword of his. That was basically like he's thankful for that thing, seeing as like without like its power, that fight would have been much worse.
Right.
Yeah. So he's very thankful for that sword.
I'll
Just
point. I'll
like
point at it.
relieved.
I'll point at it and be like, "How can you carry that around? It looks so heavy."
It is heavy, but I don't really get tired anymore. I mean, just ask them. He says, pointing to the Order of Verdura that are still like flanking every position. Just all four of them looking at each cardinal direction, just on post.
That must be nice. I get tired all the time.
Yes, but you'll get to appreciate the little things: tasting food, smelling air, all that. But yeah, being dead has its perks, I guess. Got all the time in the world to write my great novels. All the time in the world. He's like looking up. All right. Karen gets you up and helps you with your armor there, Verdar.
Okay.
And as the the morning noises are finishing up, the Order of Verdar, the four, they peel off from their watch and they gather up and talk to the diplomat, uh, who agrees that to ask Baylor if they can do this. But Baylor, diplomat walks up to you, seeing
Yes.
as this is your carriage, and the four of my men need to carry it. Do you mind if we place our banner on it? I hate to requisition your damaged wagon for this, but this will announce our arrival and show our diplomatic status.
Please, take it as my gift.
A gift. We will compensate you um, when the time comes for this gracious allowing us to graciously just use this for now. But he'll kind of go ahead and just sort of try and attach it to there, and they can kind of put it up through the. It's hanging in through the where you're storing the other three corpses. He puts it aside and it's sticking out the window. But it's a bit canted, but it is obvious that you guys are uh, gonna walk up to the gate. The Andor is wanting to know if he should come as he is too, uh, or do you want him to possibly like go to the east into the woods or flank or do anything?
Wait, was his armor damaged or something?
No, no. Yeah, he's just wondering if you want him to do anything else like similar to the ghouls.
Oh,
He
no.
okay. He's just worried about going through Einor, but it would take him time. It's just easiest to cut through the town. All right. Well,
I mean, as long as he keeps his armor on and that ring on.
yeah. I'll be fine. I'm not much of a chauffeur, my lord. I apologize.
That was not
Uh,
your intent when I created you, even though that has been what I've used you as for now. Perhaps I should look into getting a actual chauffeur and leave you to do the bodyguarding.
thank you, my lord. Especially with this blade, I feel blessed, and dare I say, thankful for this gift that you have bestowed, allowing me to use such a powerful gift. It was a very mighty opponent that I faced down, and watching a companion, even though one who has been with us for some time and didn't speak much. Of course, he means Grim. Seeing him demolished made me think on what's important. And I thank you, my lord.
Ah,
Revy's looking at this on curiously.
you are quite welcome. Always ready to bring on enlightenment. I don't know.
Yeah, Revy's looking at this strangely. Just did one of our undead just thank you, my lord? she's she's kind of strange. This is strange, you know. Yes, there's intelligent undead, but they don't really thank you for your service or anything. This is all new.
Right. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm just, that's why I was hesitating. But at this point, I'm starting to, I'll accept it because, you know, I'm that good.
Yeah, it's loyalty. You're building loyalty in your intelligent undead.
Yes.
That and weirdness is a lot more common around you now for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let us. Uh, the Order of Verdera are given their orders, and they're going to continue to bring the cart. And the diplomat is going to walk in front, if that is okay with you. Baylor and Verdar. I assume that this is a position that will put me under risk. However, I do wish to show that we are unafraid and that we continue on our mission.
Be my guest, and I'll wave them ahead of us.
I'll all right. Let me see the other map, just to see if I can get your marching order. Other than the pony, because she'll just walk. It would look like this. Baylor, do you want to stay there, closer to the cart, or do you want kind of how everyone is now?
Let me zoom out a little, but let me see. If they're gonna go first, yeah, that's fine. Set up
Okay.
like this.
Serenity's probably walking in the back or something. Like not the back, but probably like between the guards and like the back.
Okay. So like, yeah. All right, I'll move you in the other map. Karen will want to flank on this side. She's like, I don't like men on walls, but if I need to, I'll take to the sky, just in case. Assuming this doesn't all go to hell, she says, smirking with that phrase. I've heard that one before. Typhon is probably looking into going back into the woods.
Yeah, he said he was going into the woods before.
Yeah. So he'll just go ahead and do that, and he's not gonna take off in the day. He's more gonna like slip into the woods.
I wave at him and tell him bye.
Okay. Take care. I will have to go around the long way, but if I have to, I will put myself at risk for you, my friend.
No, it's okay. Don't do that.
That's what friends do for each other. He says, walking, just like slinking into the woods as best as an deathless griffin can do. And let me go to Einor real quick and adjust the marching order as you guys come up the wall. I'm bringing these. Oh, okay. The corpses are gonna stay in the carriage, correct?
Yeah, I assume so. That's where I'll leave them.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have like a blanket over them or anything? Or are they just out in the open? Are we just walking into town with a cart full of dead people?
I mean, it's a carriage, not a cart, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
okay.
a carriage, so like it's closed and it has a little singed curtains, but it's good enough to closed.
All right. I was just curious.
Yeah, they'd have to specifically be looking inside. It's not like they're just out for the air.
Okay.
but I
And
don't think we have anything to really cover them with.
you know what? Thinking of D&D, y'all motherfuckers need a create tarp spell just for a lot of instances.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's what minor creation is. What do we need? We need a fucking tarp. Just put it over the bodies. We gotta go through town. Fucking. I remember minor creation. That's probably perfect for that. All right, let me go to grab players and put them to Einor. Um, this map is pretty big, so you'll have to before I move y'all scroll down to the bottom, but it's pretty big just because there's a lot of scenery and shit.
Okay.
But most of the buildings are. This is a big farm community. I mean, they even have like water mills and shit in here through a little tributary break off from the main river. So here we go. You guys are definitely getting a bunch of looks as you all approach the open gate to the southeast. Uh, a couple of the guards wave over what looks like to be somebody on the other side of the open gate, and a couple paladins that were leaning on the wall, all of a sudden, like, leaning casually in the morning, are instead like a bit more attentive, young, uh, eager looking, and attentive, clean cut, and confused on as they're seeing this cart with a banner stuck on the side of it. Yeah, right here.
Nice.
Let me see. Let me make sure I have where Baylor is correctly. That's the overhead map. No,
Yeah,
you were on the other side. All right.
Yeah, I got kind of moved around. It was something like that.
Yeah, there we go. So he's gonna walk up. You see a couple archers on the wall. It looks like there also is unmanned, but there are a couple what look like to be ballistas up on the wall.
Cool.
They weren't there when you left, when you went through, but they were moved there. But they're not manned. They're not armed. You have to spend like several turns to arm it or anything. But you see a couple people just on watch have they're in chainmail, but they're also archers, just like up on the walls, 20 feet high above you all, and they're looking at you all with great interest, especially because like the deathless are walking up carrying this like damaged, burnt carriage with a banner on it, and leading them is a robed man. Uh, his nice, noble robe looks a bit tattered. It's because of the stabbing that he took, but nonetheless, he's still trying to give off a regal appearance. The guard to the north, just a few feet, uh, 35 feet in front of him, just is he's blocking, but not not aggressively or anything. He's just in the way of your group, and he's just looking kind of like this is way beyond him. He raises his hand a bit meekly and just says, "Good morrow, all. Welcome to Einor." He looks at the paladins just nervously, and the young paladins just shrug. The two guards above just look attentive. No drawn weapons or anything. There is no sense of aggression coming off of them. This is more confusion. This is a strange sight for Einor, if anything. I mean, was it yesterday with the giant fucking spider mount? Today it is a burnt, damaged carriage with a foreign like nation flag. Well, city-state flag now. And carried by what looks like to be undead, but they're not truly undead.
Serenity will
And,
will call out, "Good morning."
and now there's a small child that's calling out from said carriage.
I wave
All.
with a smile.
May I ask your business here? He's looking to see. He's just looking at all of you. Um, and that is when the diplomat walks forward and trying to speak the best common he can. Uh, he asks if those here are good with the elven tongue, and all of them look, and one of the paladins is kind of shrugs, and the other, he's like, good, in case I am not understood. But I am on a
I'm gonna
diplomatic mission. Go ahead.
interject real fast for just a second.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have this prepared because I have my list of spells prepared.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna step up just quietly behind him and tap him on the shoulder with
Oh, tongues. Okay.
and
Shit.
then I'll step back.
Well, that solves problems, doesn't it?
That solves all the problems. So yeah, you take the small model of the ziggurat, and he's looking at you curiously as you touch him, and you mumble words, and this makes the mission much easier. Am I understood by all? The men on the walls look at each other and nod, and the paladins do as well. On this side of the wall, you all see that there's a paladin that was walking the wall. He's looking at you from where he is in great interest. One of these guys climb up with a tower. It's another ballista, but not. He's just near it. He's not using it. And let's see, that wall is gated off, but you can see they walk over and are looking at, with great interest, what's going on. Greetings, all. I am from Kisia, a land to the south, which is now known as the City of the Deathless. I am traveling with those that have liberated us from our curse, and we merely wish to walk unimpeded through these lands for a diplomatic mission to Bergsdale. On the way, we have run into trouble. And when he says trouble, the paladins, no need to roll insight or anything, but the paladins look at each other, just knowing, like, wait, there's a couple guys that haven't been back. Is this part of the trouble? We have run into some trouble, and we were accosted on our travels. And we were once again saved by these valiant heroes, as assassins were set upon us. We are to understand that this land comes from the descendant that helped liberate and establish the rebellion a millennia ago. King Arcturus Lorathan. This kingdom of Lorathan is his, and we have learned that our people, those Grey Elven that we once were, though we have changed, we are of the same nation. We represent the same values as that nation state that remains. And we wish to merely establish peaceful relations and coexist with this kingdom as Norbingloss in the north has, as a protected under this kingdom. We offer much to trade and peace, and nothing more, nothing less. I travel with these warriors who happen to who happen to find us and stop the attempt at this the attempt to usurp our peaceful mission. By your laws, we wish to pass unmolested, uninterrupted. And you can tell that this town guard is like completely out of his depth. He is being there's trees and whatnot, like ancient pacts that are being recited, and he's just like, I just work, I'm the son of a blacksmith kind of thing. He's just looking like dumbfounded. I was like, yes, I understand your mission. However, I simply, I hope you understand that my people will be alarmed at your presence. Yes. He pulls back, the bit of his dress, showing the remains of the deathless form. The paladins like grab at their sword hilts and pommels, but the town guard just puts his hand up, as the guards are more disciplined. And the paladins like, we are not undead. We are simply those that were cursed not to die of natural death, which is why we are deathless. And while I understand that our appearance is alarming, know that we come in peace. Know that our people would be a great boon to you. We have many who toil in the fields as you do. Many who have lost purpose. We have many who were once masons, who do not have who do not tire. We have those skilled in artifice that will not tire. A relationship with us would bring nothing but boon to your people and mine, appearances aside. The carriage is placed down, and the Order of Vidar step forward, just the two in the front. If I can grab the two in the front, okay. To flank him. And they look at their lord, and their lord nods. They draw their weapons, causing everybody to draw weapons quickly. But they place these two place their weapons on the ground. We did not wish to cause you all harm. This is merely our tradition. We place our weapons on the ground to signify that they are not within hand's reach. He's going to basically try and let me get him an insight roll. Just a quick podunk insight roll. I don't know what that means. If you would do the same, then we are in agreement. You wish us to drop our weapons? No, not all of you, just you. Know that this is just a symbol of peace between us. Fine. He's looking at Vidar, who's just like completely decked out in full plate and the Iranes as well. Is looking at Andor, which is equipped with what looks like to be a well-made, like almost mythic long blade on his back. Looking at Revi, like a drow. Looking at the strange small child that is also accompanying them.
Who looks very bored right now.
Yeah,
Like,
because this is.
I just want to go inside.
This is beyond my depth. I have people to protect here, you understand, he says. I will allow entry, but I don't think I may drop a weapon. Very well. That is your right. But know that our right is that we will defend ourselves too if necessary. And they pick up their weapons and make a big display and sheathe them. May we have entry. Tell me, who set upon you? Very skilled men who we had to dispatch. And those men, they were accompanied by others, correct? Yes, others. Others who wear the same colors as those behind you. The paladins look at each other. What happened to them? We told you we were set upon by assassins. Your kind. And he looks at the symbol of Heronius, the paladin, the gauntlet holding a lightning bolt. Those wearing your symbols allied themselves with the assassins in some plot. Unfortunately, they too met their fate. You did what? No. Tell me you didn't. It was unavoidable.
That's pretty true.
You killed them, but we did not wish to. We only had business with the assassins, and I too. And he pulls back further. He turns to the side where the rogue gutted him. Your kind, who stands for truth and justice, stood with those assassins and left me with this scar. They were just following orders. They were to accompany and for following those orders they have fallen. Like I said, it was inevitable. But I too almost paid a price. They're shaking. One runs over and they're wanting to pull their weapons out, but the guard takes his halberd and he stops. He places it long ways against this one who was about to draw his weapon. You are not the law here. And honestly, kid, I don't think you got a chance against them. Looking at Verdar and everybody, unless you want to kill us all.
So Serenity shouts out, I don't think he does either.
So unless you want to kill us all, you keep your blade sheathed, do you understand? This guy's having a crisis right now. This one's trembling. He's actually afraid. This is like an undead looking guy, just telling him we want free passage. You will let us through. And yes, we killed the paladins who wrongly chose to follow the assassins. They're afraid.
Assassin sympathizer. I don't say that in character.
Tell us. He's gonna yell to pretty much everybody else here in particular, aka the other escorts. Tell us what happened to those that accompanied those 4 adventurers. 5 adventurers. What happened?
They tried to hurt us, so we hurt them back.
The fact that a little girl's voice like shouts that out like makes a couple of the men take pause on the wall.
I point at the big scratch mark on the sword from the guy that like slashed me. That's like hasn't healed yet, and I'm just like pointing to it.
So they're a little taken aback. Wait, they also hurt a child? What? And he's looking at one of the paladins, trembling, but with disgust. and the young man that accompanied them, he said it was unfortunate. What happened to them? Just towards this group again, y'all.
They have been buried out. I've had them buried out in the forest.
This one's like trembling, and he just runs off. So he just runs off.
Shouting, "Mommy!" and God, no, please, no.
He's just in terror. He's just off, and this one is just like leaning against the wall, just gauntleted hand in his covering his face in just disbelief. They were just boys, but fine. You all say you all won't molest my people. That's a terrible word, but yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. You would leave my people be here.
That definitely wasn't the plan.
I mean, yeah. Yes, we don't want to cause any ruckus here. These diplomats just want to get through so they can speak their piece and talk negotiations, and I just want to get them there.
Very well. I will go ahead and allow this. We are a simple town here. I don't know much about alliances or anything like that. Our mayor is up in age. I don't know if I want to bother him with this, but I grant you passage. He's saying nervously, and Karen walks up and, big hand on your shoulder, Dervadar, your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was easy. Just a little fear will get us through.
Serenity.
Nice to have status.
Serenity mutters, "Finally, why couldn't they just let us through? I don't understand all this talking."
Baylor, you get a whisper from Revy. Do you see how they cower before us, my lord? If we were to take Bergsdale, this one would put up no contest.
No, this one would be no trouble at all.
She smiles. Like stacked dominoes, they would fall. She turns with a big just smile and looks forward. Very well. We thank you for your counsel, and we trust, despite you not showing us the traditional kindness, that we will remain unharmed in this town. He looks back at you all and just nods, and I am thankful for your presence. I do not believe we would have been able to get past these gates without you all here. Let us be off.
I nod and wave them forward. I'll go in behind.
I yawn loudly.
All right. So everyone's just looking at you guys. You guys get to enjoy being hot shit. Basically, is what's going on.
Serenity's strutting around like she thinks she's important. She's like, "This is cool."
All right, let me.
My mantle of regency blowing in a possibly non-existent wind.
Are you doing the slightly hover thing?
Oh God.
Not right now, no. But the cloak could be itself kind of hovering off of me, like there's a wind blowing it, even if there may not be at this moment.
So there's just a lot of townsfolk as you guys are walking through like the main part of the town through the gates. Oh, I'm just moving a bunch of screw moving them. I have some more I threw here. There you go. There's just a lot of like people just peeking out of windows, and some guards that are in your path are confused, and they're looking at the distance towards the gate, because you guys would not have gotten through here, the gate without a fight or whatever, to get this far. And he's just waving, like, just let him through. So you guys are just walking through the center of town. Well, at
Awesome.
least the west center of town. Like, it's no big deal. Everyone's just staring at you. You hear the sounds of children playing, but it's completely lost dead in their tracks when you guys are starting to walk through.
Serenity thinks they're acting weird. Doesn't really understand what the problem is.
Greetings, says one of the guards, just looking at you.
Serenity smiles and waves at him as we walk by.
People that were like shouting, like hawking their wares. This being the morning, being breakfast, fruits, all that. It's all silence as you guys are nearing like the marketplace area. It's just silence, and people just looking at you from their stalls.
Just walking behind Regently.
The children look like they're trying to follow behind you all, just because you guys are the biggest news and commotion in town. But parents are like hurriedly chasing after them and like grabbing hold of them so they don't move like closer to the cart. You hear everyone hears Karen. She's like, "Well, it's finally nice to get some damn respect around here."
Serenity says, "You should have rode the pony in." And then she like kicks herself for not remembering to summon the pony.
I could have, this whole time they were talking, I could have summoned a pony.
Right.
That sounds like a 10-year-old thing to do. All right, so you guys can walk through easily in about like 30, 45, around 30, 40 minutes. You have no other business in town. You guys just ate, those of you who need to eat rations, you just ate rations, or are you going to stop and anything?
Since I'm staying alive, I'm just going to eat rations.
All right. And I may go to the overmap. And you guys can actually make it through the gate of Bergsdale by the end of the day. Well, no, that's with horses. You'll be able to stop near this bridge, but you'll definitely you'll be there the next day.
What
Near
what we
the
the deathless holding the carriage can't just hoof it?
oh yeah, I guess. Well, they can't hoof it as fast as a horse.
No way.
Yeah, they're not horses. So you guys will be able to travel. You guys are given a wide berth. Like anybody that has like a wagon and a donkey, like on the road, they completely like go off the road to just let you through because this is quite the scene.
do, do we have any people that are like going down the road like pretty quick, then they see us, then they just like dash into the road and it just like crash. It's like
Yeah.
ah.
God. Yeah, I mean, this is just very weird looking. But you guys will be able to stop near the bridge, um, and will require just a long rest to continue forth. Um, on the bridge, you guys can see that there looks like to be some kind of military checkpoint nearby. If you guys remember this on the road, but they are mostly staying towards the like just staying towards the bridge. If you guys are like before the bridge, they're not gonna bother you. It's not until you cross. So any extra things y'all need to do before you get before you all just take another rest?
Uh,
Not in particular, no.
I will do another dream, and this
Oh,
time, wait, go ahead. What
sorry,
else?
I just wanted to mention on our way out, I briefly walked back down south
Oh yeah, got the
and yeah, sent the psychic message for them to head head north but go around the city. Do not be seen.
that. Okay,
They might
let
be
me.
smited by paladins at some
So
point.
they're going deep into the forest.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you give them the direction, they'll just keep heading north. They'll go, yeah, before, yeah, they'll just go that way. And that's a couple of, I mean, they're totally not paying
Do,
attention to anything outside the walls at this point when you were going through anyway.
do
Yeah, we were going there, but I had them go out, hide out in the
Yeah.
forest, and then they'll just head out north and hit the road and meet us on the road.
Are you able to still control them when they get out of range? I thought they became just like feral and dead.
I can give them orders, and they have to follow those orders. So if I gave them the order to head north and meet us at the road,
Nah, I guess.
that's what they would do.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, before she went to sleep, Serenity would cast Dream again. This time back at she's going to cast it on. Oh, wait a second. We're gonna be in Bergsdale basically the next day, right?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I'll go ahead and cast Dream on Mr. Berg, and
I'm going to do that again. Nice.
it's not gonna be a nightmare so much this time. It's just like a mind screwy thing. So it's gonna be like a little girl, right? And like going through like one of those uh, like a dark forest at night, so everything's like black and gray and stuff, uh, and and Serenity's just uh, like play tag with me, and like he's running through the forest, chasing after me, and then but I'm like every time he looks where he thinks I am, I'm not there until like eventually he's alone in the forest and just surrounded by darkness, and then just like like skeletons walk out of the forest, and it's like well, deathless, and it's like, why did you do it? It's really really campy. It's like a B movie. It's like, you tried to hurt us. What? Why did you do it?
Just terrible.
and
I'm fucking terrible.
and it's like then it's also like It's like, have you
D20.
no conscience? You know,
I
things
do.
like that.
I thought I had my big D20, but I'll just open a tab and roll. Separate. Nah, I'll just roll it here.
And
Do you want to do damage to him?
you know what? I'll go ahead and do that and make sure he doesn't get a rest. So that way he'll have disadvantage or he'll have exhaustion this day,
I'm
which
gonna give him
is
another
3.
psychic headache.
Yeah, basically.
That's divine sense.
So yeah, I guess it is kind of like a nightmare. And since we're going the nightmare route, like at the end of the dream, like right before he wakes up, or right before I leave the dream, because Serenity's not going to stay up 8 hours. There's going to be like skeleton hands come out of the ground or whatever, and like start to pull him into the ground, like it's
I found this.
like you hurt us, now we're gonna hurt you, and then it's like pulling him down.
What is your save?
21.
How about nope? I mean, it didn't even matter. Fucking. Hang on, I thought I had the map here. I should.
I believe he takes 13 psychic damage.
To the brain. That's straight to the brain.
Insane in the membrane.
Crazy insane. Fuck. Alright, let me write that on here.
I mean, he
13.
could not have exhaustion. He could just like wake up after the middle of the night and be like, you know what? I'm still tired. I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have him do that because it will take you some time to get up to him. So he'll do that, but yeah, I mean, I took damage.
So basically, he's just having repeated night terrors over inflicting his conscience like I sent assassins after these people. I don't even have a grudge against these people.
Why doing what you doing? Okay. So
But
you
yeah, that's
got
what I do.
where is okay. So I got you all still on the overhead. There we go. Okay. Once you get to a military checkpoint, it is a bunch of Bergsdale guards. And oh wait, I'm on the wrong. There we go, tokens. Okay. You guys are stopped immediately. It looks like to be about just a small unit. There, you actually see no paladins here. Um, Normally they would be, up and down the roads, east and the west, but there are actually none here. It's just a bunch of Bergsdale guards that you see. Their heraldry, and one of them stops you right on the bridge. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was generic. Yeah, featureless dreamscape little girl. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so he
Just
can't
stops you on
point
the
at me like you were in my dreams.
They look and see the banner, and they just generally ask you. You can see by the tower that there is what looks like to be crossbows pointed at you all. Um, just because this is a strange sight. Um, but he is. It looks like he is following protocol, and he just merely mentions, "What is your business here?" Uh, Looking at, like, confused at the banner and not. It looks like his confusion is based on his lack of ability to identify it that more than anything. You guys are obvious traveling adventurers, and you guys are with these strange looking individuals that look possibly undead, but you guys aren't acting like they're not acting like undead. They are just confused. What business have you here? He's looking at his men up in the crossbow tower. Uh, just like kind of like in a way to cover him in case something goes wrong. But he asks if you have papers or anything. Um, do you have the tongues again?
I'm not going to cast it again just
Okay.
yet.
Okay. Because he can still speak common, somewhat.
Okay.
And he
Yeah,
mentions that we're travelers going to Bergsdale on a diplomatic mission.
Yep. I'll just pull out my noble papers and just explain that I'm escorting him.
Oh, uh, Lord Baylor Hallow. Yes, yes. He looks at you with a little bit of familiarity, as you've recently passed through here. Not recently passed through here, but your name has kind of been around in this area.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yes. So you are escorting this diplomatic mission here.
Yes. I wanted to create relations with this fine new country and was hoping to bring peace to our region.
Oh, but it's such a noble mission. Thank you very much. I will go ahead and notify the count that you will be coming. I'll have a horseman do some and make necessary preparations. But you will go ahead and you're free to go. Forgive me for asking, but are you requiring horses, my lord? He's seeing as like the Deathless are holding up your carriage.
Does my carriage still have tires? Because I thought they were holding it up like basically.
Oh, one of them is kind of damaged, but they're kind of just holding up one end. They're able to push and pull.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it'll be helpful, I would not mind having a couple horses to pull and help these gentlemen.
Very well. Go ahead and do that. So about an hour, she gives you a couple horses, and he'll tell you when it's done, if you can have one of your. He looks at like who's most likely the servant, and Verdar is not it. He looks at the little girl, is confused. He's not. He looks at Andor, and he's like, yes, Andor. He looks at the Andor, just like snaps out of whatever him looking at the guards. And he's like, you sir, may I speak with you? Yes, are you Lord Baylor's man? And Andor looks at you, Baylor, and he nods. Yes, I am his man. If you can go ahead and take care of these horses up at Bergsdale at the stables, and we'll by the gate, and we will go ahead and not have to trouble the Lord. Yes, thank you very much. So now it looks slightly less silly as you are being drawn by two loaned horses.
Cool.
So what is
this? This is almost what I was imagining was going on.
Yeah, it's kind of like half that. Yeah.
Okay, because for some reason I thought all the wheels were destroyed. So yeah, I thought they were just like carrying it like that.
No, in some parts it was just faster to carry because of one of the tires. That can be repaired. Your thing can be repaired, not for too much. Also.
Okay. Cool. Also, just a heads up, I may lose power tonight at some point.
Oh, I might too. Are you getting a huge storm? Because I am.
Apparently, yeah. So.
Okay. And so by the night, you guys are approaching the gates to Bergsdale. Let's see. Actually, not by the night. Hang on. Base to half the day. So it's about like late afternoon when you guys are approaching near the gate. There are some paladins stationed and a few men on the wall, but Lord Baylor, you and Verdar are immediately basically noticed. Verdar, having been in Bergsdale and before, the state of your plate armor and the sword you carry, and being a drow, you're actually kind of stick out a little bit, especially with your handsome companion, uh, who is also in plate armor. The little girl is a little bit familiar too, as she's always seen traveling with you all. Very strange. Um, just a company of a human, man, an older unrelated man, two drow, striking, very striking, almost otherworldly, like beautiful woman in plate armor, and
They just
this
wonder.
other,
They just wonder.
uh,
I wonder what her life is like.
yeah,
That little
and
girl.
yeah, and an unassuming man with like a powerful sword just on his back.
Whenever they end their turn and attack, the more
So they greet you. The paladins just look at you all with interest, stunned. They days ago they were talking about these deathless, and now there is one in robes that are partially singed, and four of them in what looks like to be chain mail, chain shirt, like mixed armor, but but you know, the featured faces of what looks like to be undead. But you could tell that they're concentrating hard on the group that you are escorting, and looking at each other in confusion. Uh, Baylor, you know what this is. So does Verdar, also knowing what this is. This is basically they're trying their sense on what looks like to be these undead. Especially now that there are more younger paladins looking on.
Right. Oh, also at this point, how deep is the river?
The river is pretty deep here, enough for the uh, both going was it northwest and southeast into mountains. It's pretty deep.
Because I was thinking after we met up with my ghouls, I'd have them post up in the forest here
Mm-hmm.
and bury themselves while, or if we did any resting.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't do any resting, then I just had them move on and cross the river, as close to the mountain as possible, away from any actual
Closer to
ports.
the mountain would be easier. So yeah, they'd be stuck towards like
And then
there.
just told them to then come and just wait around here.
Yeah, you'd have to fetch them a little bit ways out of the way.
Yeah. So I'll get them later. But yeah, I just wanted them posted up here for now.
Okay. The thing is, well, if you get them too close to the road, there are paladin patrols there, so it's a good spot that you ended up picking there. Yeah, because if they were on the road, they just would have been like aimless ghouls on the road. Like shit, paladins, attack. But you left them like deeper in the woods, so that's good. Yeah, in the mountain area.
And then had them bury themselves there.
Yeah. It's just at the moment that they cross that little bit of river, they dig themselves a face plant. Like they're not the most intelligent, so they are going to be closer to the river.
Okay, so like right here.
Like cross the moving water, bury self, plant right there.
Works for me. I'll just follow.
Yeah.
I'll just follow the river where it meets the mountain, and then call them.
All right, but late afternoon, you all, and let me grab your tokens from Einor. You guys north. All right. And go to Bergsdale Market District.
Excuse me.
Let's see. All right. Market District being near the gates. Let me move players. same thing as Ainor, but less pronounced. There aren't. You are more of a curiosity than something to be feared here. The this is it's still rather busy, but it is a little more muted just because everyone's turning their heads. You hear people like whispering to each other and point, like obviously pointing um, at the strange display coming here. Um, Paladins are pretty much staying on the outskirts, just confused on what's going on. Every once in a while, someone will get closer, about 60 feet, but not which would be around like that. But trying not to. It looks like they're milling. There's a lot of them milling around town. Some of them are shopping. Some of them are just on post with some other guards and looking around. Almost every paladin you see is like peeking around the corner from a stall or something and concentrating on these men right here. The horses are still with the since you guys are traveling towards the Lord's Manor, the horses will still be there. So let me grab a couple horses.
Okay.
That way they're not just dragging shit along.
I will. I mean, we'll leave the horses, but I will ask that they continue to move the cart.
Okay.
Because our witnesses.
Right. So they'll move the cart. They'll move the cart as is. So that is going to draw some attention. As you guys are nearing the market district, you guys notice somebody very familiar outside of slightly like peering from like his shop. Oh, it's the wizard from Magic Shop. He says, "Oh, this is something you don't see every day." And then he turns and as you guys walk through, he sees Baylor and Verdar and Serenity, and he's like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." And he kind of just leans against like the door frame, arms crossed, and smiling and looking at you all at this strange display. He calls out to you all, quick, just as you guys are moving through the market district. And he's like, "Hi, fancy seeing you around."
I'll stop and request the procession wait for just a moment, because this is a quite notable person, and I actually go to introduce them.
Ah, this is the procession from Kisaya I've heard about. You all were the curse to the eternal war. Yes. Ah, very well. It is good that you have had the curse broken. He looks at the banner, a little bit singed, and it looks like you ran up into some trouble on the road. Yes, had it not, and the diplomat continues to speak his broken common, but the wizards start speaking in their ancient elven tongue, and the diplomat is taken by surprise. It actually causes the Order of Vidormen to turn their head and look too. So they're speaking in some kind of old dialect of Elven, and what they start talking about how they were saved on the road when they were accosted saved by assassins, and they are pretty much just wish to uphold old treaties, and that is basically the extent of their mission. The diplomat does not give away anything else. We have bodies in this cart or anything like that.
Right.
It's good that now he turns and looks at Common. Well, it's good that these heroes came along. Very well. If you all are in need of anything and are, wishing to offload some coin, I have quite the arsenal and artifice in my shop. Yeah, he says in ancient Elven to diplomat. It's like, yes, well, we'll keep that in mind, and we're very happy if we could establish some kind of relationship because we too, as we are searching through what remained of our ruins, may have some items of interest as well. I do not have much more information on this. Just told that we're continuing excavations. And the eyes of the wizard widen. Old things, you say? Yes, that would be great. He looks excited. Uh, this is a great opportunity. He says, and comment to Baylor and a hearing shot of Verdar. This is a good opportunity to make some coin here. Thank you very much.
Ah, you are most welcome. Glad to introduce my friends.
Friends. He says you say friends, and he looks at you strange. It's like, yes, friends. He doesn't consider you a friend, and he doesn't think you're befriending them. He kind of knows that you have an ulterior motive. As long as it doesn't cause him any harm, he won't interfere. So, very well. Good luck on your mission. It's very good that you've made it this far. And he's going to go back and retreat inside. The Erinese, Karen is speaking to you, Verdar, at this point. She's looking and saying, these paladins are a nosy bunch. Do you think they're going to cause us any trouble in this town? I know they've been neutered a lot, but do you think we'll have to fight our way out, or what do you think is going to happen? She's looking around nervous just because everyone has eyes on her. And she knows that there are people in the tavern that are more of a problem in case they are hired or anything like that. She knows that this place also has adventurers. If you all cause a scene, there's going to be a lot of problems, especially with the crusade here.
I don't believe they'll start anything on their own. Not if it were to get them into problems again.
Okay. Well, this is all making me uneasy.
Oh, you're not the only one.
Well, let's continue on to the counts as before it gets too late. You don't think he'll have any kind of welcome dinner for us or anything, do you? She says, just like curious, like he does have advance notice of our coming. Ouch.
I mean, I'd expect they'd give a guest diplomat some sort of accommodation, hospitality.
Playing patty cake with Mage Hand. All right. She says, well, that'll be good. A couple days on the road with these stiffs is getting old. Action would be nice, but I don't know if this is the right time and place for it. Seeing as we're in the central of, it looks like Crusade HQ as well as the powerhouse of the West. But push comes to shove, I think we'll come out ahead. I mean, we took out some pretty heavy hitting heroes, she says with air quotes. And that sword will come in handy. We'll just go back to back, just like we did in that siege. And it doesn't look like there's any guardian golems around here, she says, smiling. So that'll make things also easier.
A little easier.
Yeah. And we've got Miss Property Damage over there, she says, looking at Serenity. Not telling it to Serenity's face, but Serenity, you just get a big, sweet smile from Karen. She's watching you play patty cake.
I smile back, stop for a second, and wave at her both with the mage hand and my other hand.
She's like, she goes over and she goes over to talk to you, and Baylor, you kind of get a touch on the forearm from Revy to kind of get your attention. So
I look at her and in question.
Yeah, she kind of moves her head towards where Karen and Serenity are talking. So everything's within earshot. She's like, "So Serenity, a lot of people here, huh?" Karen says to you.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in every town we go to. Well, not that stinky horse town. There weren't a lot of people there.
Yeah, this is Burgsdale. There's a lot of people, so you got to be very careful in case anything wrong happens, right? You can be careful, right?
Right.
All right. Good. We might need you to be very careful because we have friends here. She has no idea about your Alamance friends or anything like that. So, but she just assumes that Baylor and maybe even Verdar know some people that are here, and if you cause trouble, it might, come back to you all. She's well, what we're doing is very important, and this man, this count, is not the nicest. I'm sure you already know, but he's in charge.
I just nod, said, "Yeah, he's bad."
Yeah. If it comes down to it, can we count on you?
I just tilt my head and say, "What do you mean?"
Well, what I mean is, in case something goes wrong, can we count on you to help us take care of it? I worried about what happened to you last fight. She says, she like whispering in, but loudly saying it, you kind of lost control.
Serenity is confused. Yeah, I'll be fine. I can help with stuff.
Okay, but you have to be careful. We don't want to hurt a lot of people that aren't meant to be hurt. Only those that deserve it, right?
Right.
Good, because that's what I'll be doing, just in case.
Okay. So only hurt bad people and be helpful. Got it. And then I give her a thumbs up.
Try not to lose control, because that would be bad. We don't want people to think you are one way when you're not.
I'll try. I just don't like seeing people hurt my friends.
Good. Good, she says. Well, let's get going. Verdar, I'm not sure she's not going to burn this whole town down. Or this whole
We'll
city.
find out, won't we?
What makes you say that?
You saw what happened.
Which time?
Exactly.
There's been a couple.
Exactly.
With Mage Hand. Fantastic.
With Mage Hand. Well,
Go ahead and just keep going and head this way. Yeah, always ready as an action.
Always, at any point in time, you never know.
And you get a firestorm, and you get a firestorm. every 10 squares gets a firestorm. All right, well, we have our mission, and we're here. So you guys are. It is now later into the. You guys arrived in the evening, but it is getting later into the evening. The diplomat says that we should go ahead and not let this wait till morning. There's already news that we are here, and I fear that if we stay at an inn, something may happen if we delay it. But it is up to you all.
Let us make our way there.
Yes. He looks relieved, clasping his hands. It's like, thank you. Because he also mentions that he does not wish, in his broken comment, he does not wish to cause any problems to any place that he patronages, like harming
Right.
of their reputation or getting attacked in the night, as assassins have already made their way there. As you guys are approaching what looks like to be the gates towards the manor, the carriage is placed down. Just because its damages still need to require a little bit of pickup, but it's placed down. And what was I gonna say? Placed down, and the diplomat is wondering when if he should post some men here or shall they bring the bodies in. As he's wondering that, but as he's wondering that, those of you, actually all PCs, give me an insight check. This
Insight.
it wasn't. He didn't overhear any of this. One of the guards. Serenity, you can tell that the guard is nervous. Baylor, you know exactly why he's nervous. Whatever this guard, and Verdar, you have a hint of why he's nervous. A hint of why he's nervous is because this guard might be in the know on what plot was hatched. Baylor, you know that this guard definitely knows, and seeing the banner and the death list makes him nervous. This guy is not. This guy at the gate is not anybody that important. He's an older, not an older, more weathered-looking guard. It looks like he's been soldiering most of his life. He's retired, but has chosen up instead to take on house guard duty. So a man who's always had his ear to the ground.
Right.
So this guard might have overheard something.
I'm gonna stop and turn and look at him and smile, and then wave him to come to me.
He walks up, nervous. Verdar, you picked that up. Serenity, you're not sure if something's wrong with this man. Maybe this guy's slow and old. But Verdar, you can tell he's nervous. Baylor, you know he's nervous because he might have eavesdropped or heard something, and he's the one seeing this in action, hearing about it. Greetings, he says, looking at the diplomat, the other deathless. and the banner. We were given announcement of your arrival.
Ah, good. Thank you. I was wondering, or thank you for coming here. I was wondering if you could walk us to the manor, to the Count's manor.
Yes, I would. I would love to do such a thing. As is my duty. Yes, let us be on our way. So,
Why, thank you.
hold on, let me make sure somebody did.
As we're walking, I'm going to so I don't know how exactly I would word this, but the intent is I want to basically talk him into a corner and get him to admit what he knows. So I would like to strike up a conversation with him as we're going, and then as we're just talking, I'm just probably asking things like, so why are you nervous? And then, leading into things like talking about who we were attacked by,
Do
and
the
then
whole
just
thing like, yeah, though all of those rangers were attacking us, and then it's like rangers, but
all
it's
those
like, but
paladins.
yeah, but what about the paladins? Like, what do you mean paladins? I never said anything about there being paladins.
Oh, yeah, trip them
Okay,
up with
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Go ahead and give me a deception check. Let me see how well you do it. Should be pretty good at it.
And question real fast, actually, 1 second before I do that. Okay, never mind. I was just about to look into something real fast, but it was just this because I know it gave me a bonus to something, but not deception. So
Oh. Okay.
fuck.
9. It's all right.
Right when I want
Wow.
to roll high.
Oh, jeez, that's my second one for the night. I'm just saying.
Oh,
God
dude.
damn it.
Well, I haven't
All right.
rolled above a 5, so
Okay, so. Oh yeah, you also got a 1.
Roll 20 hates us, dude.
No, I know, seriously. So he's I guess he's so nervous that like he's overheard. There's heroes, very powerful adventurers were hired on to take on such a task, and you guys are the ones that fucking killed them, apparently, because they failed, and you all are here. So he's nervous. So you ask him if everything is all right, and why is he so nervous, and you pick up that he's literally like physically afraid of you all. But he's trying to maintain his proper protocol. Uh, I just so you cut him off, and you can straight up just ask him. Since it wasn't too high of a deception, you still beat him. But you could straight up ask him. It's like, let me see. So, is it you're worried because we're not supposed to be here? My lord, I I may have been privy to possibly something with that regards, but I am not one to take part in plots or anything like that. Like he's basically like saving his ass at this point. Like he's heard, but please don't kill me in a way. It's like I am not one to partake in plots. I am merely an old house guard, my lord.
simply well informed.
Oh no, I would not seek to punish you at all. In fact, we are going to talk peace with the Count, and if you could come with us and but tell us, speak about the treachery that happened completely outside of the Count's purview, of course. So now I'm trying to word it in, or not necessarily exactly like Count's purview, but trying to word it in a way that's like, oh yeah, I know you're not at fault at all, and that I want to give the impression that speaking out, he wouldn't be reprimanded in a way. Like, so does he, when he says he knows of a plot, did he mention that it was something like the Count started or someone else started?
Well, he'll only know that this procession had some assassins sent. He doesn't know who sent them, but I mean, if there was any doubt, like he heard it at this manor. He's not sure who said it, but it's been heard. But it was,
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't a count, but it happened here, so I think
Right.
that's enough.
Okay. Yeah. So that this is something that the Count would want to know.
Yes, my lord. It would be just, and it would also be irresponsible of me if I did not inform the Count of any plots that happened within the manor, within his walls.
My, yes, that would be just awful. I thank you for your words.
Revy is beaming at this point. With that, so I want to leave 2 of the guards. Let me grab the y'all. Who are going to stay with the wagon because you have your stuff there. 2 of the Andor will come in too. Let me grab you. No, that's Einor. God damn it. I will have you be announced. Man's name is Rolf. The guard, older guard, nervous. And he's brought you in, and let me place you all here, and I will move the map over to here. Bam. And you all should have, yep, line of sight. Not line of sight, you know what I mean. The
Yeah.
fog of war. Okay. You all are brought into his hall, and Count Bergdale is flanked by 2 men, as well as a bunch of guards here, scattered about. It looks like while you guys were walking through the manor and through town, that a lot of the guards were absent and are now in here, including what looks like to be a captain of a guard, and also what looks like to be a paladin wearing the same colors, the big red cloak that was here. I mean, that was in the forest that you all ran into. The older, more experienced one. Also, to the east of them, looks like to be a robed man, just holding a staff, looking uninterested at Count Bergdale and the other 2 talking, and just looking straight ahead as you all make an entrance. Not saying a word. The guards scattered about. Rolf is immediately nervous as he's seeing this. This is not normal everyday welcoming of a diplomat. Not this many guards. And he announces you all loudly, "My lord, Count Bergdale, The procession from KCI is here, as we have been informed. His voice he tries not to crack his voice and ends up sounding louder than he thought out of nervousness. Count Bergdale scratches under his belt at the fat and rises up from his seat and walks forward and puts both his hands open. Ah, yes, the mission from Kisiya, or for I'm told means the city of the deathless. Welcome to Bergsdale. I hope you will find your stay here very hospitable. What brings you to my humble manor? And he looks and turns his head for a moment, looking past the procession for any familiar faces. Doesn't recognize why the hell a little girl is here. Doesn't
So,
recognize why a man in heavy armor, with a nondescript helm and face and what looks like to be a large, very powerful looking sword on his back. He doesn't understand why this woman in plate is here. He doesn't understand who the hell this drow is in his court. He doesn't understand why there's a second drow woman in this, in his court. But he's looking at you, Baylor, just like squinting his eyes, and there's a little bit of familiarity. He doesn't. He's not sure. You're not sure if he remembers your name much, but he's seen you before. You all have run into each other in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I sat at his table and
It's been a while. Yeah, he's at his table. It's been a while though, and he's just like, you were just some insignificant noble, and here you are with this trouble.
Serenity is just standing there with her arms crossed, pouting, like it's taking everything she has to not stick her tongue out at him and go, meh.
Serenity. You get a like a plated gauntlet on your shoulder. It's time to act like a princess. And after being announced, Verdar, you hear like plates shifting in Karen's armor as she goes and gives a little curtsy to the Duke. Serenity, she's like, as she's curtsying, she's looking down at you, Serenity. Go ahead, you too. We have to be ladies, remember? She says, like, with this little mischievous smile on her face.
Serenity just like scowls and like she's disgusted and she's like, fine. And
Give me a performance roll.
performance roll. Okay. Oh, I'm not
Roll
good
to
at
curtsy.
performance. Oh well, I guess I'm better at it than I thought.
Okay, it's not bad. You're just copying what Karen is doing, so it's close. It's easier for you to do it than her in plate.
And I have like the huge big dress.
Yeah. Verdar, she doesn't curtsy for anyone. This is a little bit to like help, keep Serenity at ease, and also to be kind of a smartass.
And after she does the curtsy, Serenity immediately goes back to crossing her arms.
Karen then shoots a glance at Revy, and Revy kind of just stares daggers at Karen, but acknowledging that yes, she is correct, this is court, and follows suit with a curtsy. But Serenity has, or not Serenity, Revy's done it before. No need for a little performance. She's done it before, and she's seen it. Yeah. That's that vampire courtliness. But anyway, Rolf nervously takes his place to the side. One of the other guards just looking at him dismissively. But you can't count out. You can't count out every old man. So the procession from Kisia. He's speaking in Now he's gonna try and speak in Elvish, but he is not good at it.
I watch him kind of make a fool of himself, just
He.
smiling congenially but not saying anything, and then I'll go ahead and before he walks away from me,
Mhm.
I'll
Yeah.
tap him on the shoulder with tongues.
So he's just gonna go ahead and he's gonna say it. I was like, thank you for humbling me with your attempt at our language. He says, it was kind of a little bit of a barb, but in a nice, professional tone.
Mhm.
With the assistance of Lord Baylor Hallow, you get some familiarity of Count Bergdale's face now. Yes, Lord Baylor Hallow. Yeah, yes. Thanks to the graciousness of the Lord and companions Verdar and Revi and young Serenity, we have, despite all odds, arrived here to discuss peace. Rolf is looks like he's visibly sweating at this point. This is above his pay grade. We wish to discuss peace. We have much we could benefit from trade. Berg, the head of the guard, flanks and walks up and flanks him, and it looks like to be a higher-ranking member of the Crusade. Walks forward just a little bit, and he's concentrating for a moment and also looking puzzled. Yes. I've told that your curse was broken, and I have been informed that it is thanks to those that travel with you. Am I correct in this? Yes, yes, it is. Well, it is very gracious of them, and I am honored to say I have had Lord Baylor Hallow and his young companion at my table before, and know that they are very honorable and, from what I take, very skilled people to have on your side. The diplomat nods. Yes. Without their assistance, we may have not made it here. Oh, how unfortunate. Give me insight checks. How unfortunate. Those of you that are watching, give me insight checks. How unfortunate that you've happened to run upon trouble. Serenity, he's lying. He's definitely involved. That's why you're giving him nightmares, you two Baylor. You do pick up that, this was his plot. Immediately.
Serenity kinda just
Lying through his teeth.
Serenity just kinda mutters like you care.
You get a little, you feel a little plated elbow in your side. Karen's trying to keep track of her little sister here. Yes. Well, I'm glad you've made it here. Tell us, what, besides peace, what do you seek? Well, we seek to become a protectorate city-state under the ancient rules of what happened when our side joined the rebellion against the Norbengloss Empire a millennium ago. Under that decree, we are to become a protectorate, a city-state within this kingdom, as one is established in the north, where our people remain. And he says our people as like familiar but different. They are Grey Elven while they are deathless. Yes, that would be a good thing, and that is your decree. That is an ancient pact, but I will inform you that times have changed. Ancient Pax, while struck a millennium ago, are are need to be under review. We are not ones who wish to cause any issues. However, he's lying here. we we have troubles upon our land, you see. And he looks upon the crusader to his left. We have issues with a growing darkness that is covering our land, and we also believe that that darkness may have affected your curse. We also cannot deny that while you all were under that curse, that trade to the south on your lands has been hampered, and we could not open up any other shipping routes or anything due to what was occurring in your lands. However, things have changed. You all have broken the curse. The land is no longer, in the south of the land, is no longer a threat. However, we do have no intention. Does he look tired? Yes, he does kind of look a little tired. We do have the best intentions. However, we cannot willingly relinquish the possibility that the land belongs to Lora and not to you all in Kisia. But the decree, yes, you speak of the decree, but that was struck a millennia ago, and times have changed. The paladin gets a strange look, this paladin, but this other one nods in agreement with the count. My lord, the ancient decree still stands. Yes, it still stands. That was a noble thing done by those who took part in the rebellion a millennium ago. But that was a millennium ago. I have concerns that deal with the here and now. The darkness in the land. The lizard folk in the swamp. To the east in Alamance, I heard that the cult of Vecna had taken root. He doesn't know what happened, but and are spreading their influence. Ancient treaties are the least of my concerns. My lord, but you simply cannot ignore it. This other paladin speaks out. As my lord stated, this was a millennium ago, and the laws would have to be reviewed. But the Count is in charge of these lands in the meantime, and has much greater concerns than ancient pacts. Especially when there's threats all around, and now a possible one through the south. But we speak of peace, not of threat. And yet, you come not just as a procession, but with these men and a child. He's confused about the presence of the child here, especially because of that dream. It wasn't it wasn't you, but it was a formless dream child.
Right.
And now there's a fucking child here.
Whenever he says child, Serenity just like flinches in disgust, and the flames on the candles flicker when she flinches, just like like I just want to get this guy.
That catches the attention of this guy, but he still walks forward. The quiet one in the cloak. You come into my house armed. For you see, of course, we had assassins come and attempt their best until they were stopped by these men. And I felt that it was necessary to bring them due to that threat. My lord, these are no ordinary men. This is not ordinary women. That is no ordinary child. He goes and he takes off his glasses and he hands it to the count. Does anybody have anything that can break true seeing?
Oh shit.
No.
Hold on.
I mean, can anything break
100.
true seeing?
I do not believe so, but this is 120 feet. He's not attuned with it though.
So
So the only one, so he's gonna hold on to his glasses, my lord.
would
So
he?
what's that?
So the only one he would really see as different would be Revi and myself, correct? Or and
And
Irenes.
Andor.
And Andor, he's wearing plate armor. He's not
Oh,
like
no.
magically disguised.
No. If he's plated, then no. If he's like fully plated, then no.
And
But he'll
then
see the earrings.
for me, mine's not really an illusion. So would he just see like a ghostly form of my undead self or something? I'm not sure.
If you're still human, then you're human.
Okay, because yeah, my
Yeah.
body's alive. I'm just a soul, like undead
Yeah.
soul possessing it.
I'm just
So
a little
Revi's a
girl.
vampire and the Irenes is an Irenes.
Revi would be just she'd be fully cloaked because that's what she goes around with when she's traveling in the day, so she doesn't take damage from the sunlight.
Okay.
But she just, besides being fully cloaked, she just has like a thin slit to see through, and then
I mean,
disguises.
true sight
Okay.
wouldn't do anything to a vampire anyway because it's not like a magical illusion. They just look like
All right.
themselves.
So good.
I think.
All right. So the only one is the Irenes who would, probably look like a very powerful tiefling.
Yeah,
But
might. Well, he might see through the Irenes. I don't know.
Well, that's what he was saying.
yeah.
She looks
So
like a very,
okay.
very powerful tiefling.
But I mean, you all look powerful and well equipped as well.
Yeah.
So so the main concern is what looks like to be the Irenes, and also just the sheer gear that you all are wearing. Are you holding the teddy bear?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, he could tell that's a magic item. It's not X-ray vision or anything, but he's just like that is no teddy bear. That is a Rod of the Pact bear. So you can tell it's like a gleaming magic item too that he's just been looking at. He's just like, my lord, it would be. So he looks and he's just like, my lord, it would be best to be on your guard and handle this carefully. This is my house. I am merely an advisor, my lord. I mean no harm. And he bows and backs away to be silent again. As I was saying, I am the authority here. I am the count of this county of Bergdale. My name is Count Bergdale. I do not recognize your authority. My lord, in that case, we wish to seek a higher authority. Yes, I imagined you would wish to do such a thing, as is your right as a diplomat. However, this is my land, and you are dressed as a diplomat. Just because you have walls and because you have citizens does not mean that I recognize you. This is my county. There was land to the south that was cursed and unusable and is now open again. If you wish to become citizens of the county of Bergdale, I will accept. My lord, that is, we could not do such a thing. We have our own city. We have had it for a millennia, but we have been trapped until recently. We could claim independence. Yes, but you would bring down all of Lorraine if you did that. So you fell upon this decree of allegiance to a war won a millennium ago. And you request to be rewarded with what? Your own little nation state in my county. I refuse to recognize this procession. I refuse to recognize your diplomatic powers. I refuse to recognize your nation. You can take your adventurers and you can leave.
Well, that seems quite hostile.
Very. You do not wish peace? I wish peace, but I am the peaceful, rightful ruler here. And you are an upstart nation of cursed ones. But decree, my lord. I have already spoken on what I think of that decree.
So,
It's merely a political tool.
So out of character, when are we gonna bring in those dead bodies?
At this point, not at all, because he doesn't look like he's even. We would be able to convince him, saying, "Oh, but we were attacked." Yeah, that he doesn't care.
The bodies could still have use, though, for
Yeah.
people above him.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Yeah, we'll just
But
take
not
them
in
out
here.
in the middle of the town square and throw them out and have them talk so everyone can hear.
No, more talking about going to the Duke's area, the Duke's. But for here, I was considering. Originally, I was going to make him a puppet leader, but now I think I'll just make a new puppet leader here. So I'll have to ingratiate myself into the nobles in this court again, and then have Count assassinated and his replacement be set up as my puppet.
So what say you to my demand? I'm very, very saddened by your decision. I will go ahead and tell my people what you've decided. Do not think that we will not defend ourselves. Oh, I am counting on it. Tell me, how fare your nation's weapons, your bronze armaments? Do they still serve you after all that time? War has changed. Magic has changed. Indeed, it has. My lord, I simply. They peacefully invoke the decree. I'm sorry. I am the authority here, not you and your little crusaders. I cannot witness this injustice here. I have to take this to the king. I have to tell somebody in his court. Yes, I assume you would. It is your duty, after all. However, there are different oaths. He nods. Benedict. What?
I'm gonna ready an action. If he draws any weapon, I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
You're done moving. I have to tell someone. And I am keeping true to my oath. The Count is the law here. And we allowed you and the other Crusaders to come and continue to operate on our whim. We came to assist with what's going on here. Yes, you did. But still, the Count is the law here. And what will you do? Will you take me in chains? If I must. This is unjust.
So, are you? The Count is beholden to the king, or is the Count now seceding from the kingdom? Does he declare his own nation?
Well, no. He's basically just refusing to recognize that this is even happening, and he might move on and try and take their territory.
Did you say that in character? Or are you saying that?
No, no, that's what they're.
No,
pretty much
I'm
thinking.
saying Baylor.
Well,
did you say that?
Yeah, because if they're preventing this other knight or this other paladin from reporting to the king, it sounds like they're trying to keep it secret from the king. So there is this treason in open court.
Are you saying that?
Do you want to talk of treason?
Do
it. I don't. I want to, but I don't. So I'm not going to. Because. Yeah. But it's totally illegal what he's doing. He's still. It's
politics, though.
Beholden to the king.
He's going to detain him, and here's the difference in the oaths, by the way. More paladin bullshit. Paladin of the crown. There you go. Goody two shoes. Beholden to his leader. You will not get away with this. Yeah. I am just merely following my oath.
Serenity has no idea what's going on right now.
You just want to throw a fireball?
She really wants to. She just wants to blow everything up.
At this point, I also kind of just want to force the two paladins into open conflict.
Duel.
Yeah. If I get the two paladin, if I could create a schism between the paladins, it'd be kind of interesting.
Better start thinking how to do that quick.
Baylor. He looks at you.
Ah, yes, Count Bergdale.
Tell me, what interest did you have in helping them? Did you just consider this the right thing to do when you happened to be on the road?
I considered the value of what they had to offer, their trade, their services. I was thinking of what I could gain from this agreement.
Ah, a man after my own heart. Tell me, Baylor. So you chose instead to, and through no fault of your own, temporarily ally yourselves with them to bring them into this court so they can succeed in their little mission.
I am also was it Paladin Cleric of St. Cuthbert?
Yeah.
St. Cuthbert. So the law is of my interest as well.
Ah, yes, the ancient decree. That's right. Tell me, What would you hold in higher regard? A forgotten ancient oath from a millennium ago, or the current political climate where you have land ruled by me, the rightful hereditary ruler, or a just recently risen claiming sovereignty when all they did was do the same thing over and over and over, suffering through curse, devaluing the land, my land, the land of my people. And then they come and they speak of wishing for trade, but at the same time, they take this land from me, the rightful ruler. Tell me, is that justice,
I'm
Baylor
smirking
Hallow?
as I'm smirking as he's talking.
Yeah. The diplomats looking worried now. Like, are you helping them or like arguing law with him now and falling in his camp?
So when it comes to, let me double check with you out of character.
Sure.
When it comes to this land, was he actually gifted it by the rightful king to the land to the south? Was that something he was told he had, or was he only gifted this one little region? Because I thought, because like counts aren't very large, so I didn't think
No,
he
the
was
county is
actually.
not really large, but that area is basically like was
Like a
unusable.
no man's land that no
Yeah, it was
one
a no
Yeah.
man's
bothers to
land.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it was. So I don't think technically legally it was his, and he's just now claiming it.
Well, many nobles just put claims on fabricate claims on everything.
Yeah, so
Right.
it could be just as
Crusader Kings
likely
2, bitches.
his. It,
No.
it could have been just as likely his as it could have been yours as it could have been anyone else because no one was there,
Yeah.
actually there to claim it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like uh, land plots on the moon. Like you can claim it, but how are you going to prove it's yours?
Well, no, it'd be more like when the English came and took over America from the Native Americans. They didn't
Yeah.
view them as proper people, and so the
Yeah.
land was
That's
theirs.
exactly what he's doing. They're not like real people. They are like just like happen to be undead elves.
Right.
Specifically undead elves. Fancy undead. He doesn't recognize them. And he wants to make a claim for that land and expand his territory. Which is also just in Cuthbertite law. But the decree still stands as well. This is like a legal argument.
Right.
So Count Bergdale is also giving you an opportunity. He's thinking you, the heroic puppet.
I'm gonna enjoy killing him.
He could make you a baron of those lands down south if you wish. That is something he could offer. Of course, you would also be beholden to him.
Right.
Yeah, he's been a dick this whole time. I'm glad you feel like you want to kill him. He's been a dick for years, like out of game. So
Yeah,
perfect.
No, I was simply trying to make sure that the law is upheld, and that this these peace talks could start. If you have no intention of continuing them and war is to break out, well, I'm not a soldier. I'm not in either army. I will, of course, do my noble duty, but other than that, I wanted to just ensure that the law was upheld here.
The law. Let me at least tell you, Baylor, if you side with me, the law would be on your side, as well as you would be rewarded. And he hands you, he basically is inferring, that paltry reward that I spoke out of character. You would be aptly rewarded for your efforts. There's many opportunities, perhaps even a port. in a land to the south. The remaining like two Order of Verdar are like kind of like nervous because you guys are badasses too. You decide like shit, whatever's chosen, they will not relent, even if it's
Mhm.
to fight for Dar if it happens to be. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
weapons drawn. It's like, oh shit, do we have to fight our master? I hope not, but it is our oath.
Hmm.
Forgive me, master. I must go all out. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
What say you?
I'm afraid I can't take a bribe. This seems unlawful to me. So I will.
It is unlawful, shouts that paladin. It goes against the very thing our kingdom was founded on. Silence.
So I'm a. Out of curiosity, most of the paladins in the area are they more paladins of the crown or paladins of devotion, or is it
They're
like
devotion goody two shoes.
their
The
devotion?
crown, they serve their lords, and there's some of them, but no, these are mostly devotion motherfuckers running around like do the right thing, evil, slay evil, happy
Right.
shit like that. A few, redemption, and then you've got like a few badass like vengeance. Evil cannot take root here. You have our aid, kind of badass types.
Right. So I hope you at least allow these emissaries to leave peacefully and then continue as you should.
Yes.
But I will. I find this idea of war distasteful.
Mm, distasteful. You
By
have
the
much.
way,
You have much
uh,
to learn, Baylor Hallow. He says, like having no idea who the fuck you are.
I'm
Truly.
just smiling congenially to him. Um, After this, I plan to immediately start leaking what's gone on here and the injustice of it as subtly as I can. Especially what has happened to that paladin of devotion, trying to rankle the masses, and then I'm going to sneak into wherever he's being held and assassinate him,
Oh shit.
make him
So
a martyr.
yeah. Oh man, you evil fuck. All right. Well, it's 12:15, so
That's
that's a
just
plan. Yeah, that's a plan. How does that plan sound to others?
I
I
mean,
guess in game, I guess you all would bow and stay in town.
yeah. I'll bow and stand to the side and let them pass.
I don't know what everyone else's plans are, but I could play for a little bit longer if unless you guys want to end.
No, I'm
Uh,
No, y'all they work.
oh,
I,
okay.
I'm dead, but I'll chill with you for a bit, Fuzzy. But I mean, I am tired, but y'all got me hyped because this is like meta plot shit. I finally got to. So the politics woke me up for a little bit. Yeah, I said sorry for a heavy politics, but man, yeah, but you guys are hitting what level? Yeah, you guys are fucking was
13.
it 13th level? Yeah, this is like regional shit happening. Finally, woo baby, region shit.
So, yep. So I
So
want to rankle the crowd and then make the paladin of devotion a martyr. And so I want to turn the crowd opinion, most of the paladin's opinion, against the count and that other paladin of the crown. And then I want to, after I've done that, come into this area and start talking to Count Bergsdale without the elf around.
Yeah.
And then try to rile him up and have him make it like tell him like he shouldn't appear weak in front of the people and get him to just all spark a fire.
That sound
So
about right. There you go.
yeah.
So the procession will like the diplomat, he'll hang his head a little low, but be relieved that you didn't take like the Count's side because they were completely surrounded.
Right.
I will inform my prince of what transpired here today.
I ask him to take the wagon.
Take, uh, you wish me to take your carriage, my lord?
Or yeah, the carriage, and keep
Yeah.
it safe.
I will do that, but we will tell my prince of what has transpired here. I had wished to come and benefit your people through peace. But if it is war that you've picked, my people have fallen and come back from war for a millennia. We have died many times those thousands of years, and we will happily die again without hesitation. They all bow, including the Order of Radar, and they turn around to walk out. Count Bergdale looks very smug. Basically, he's willing to go to war to claim that territory. I mean, and it behooves them to go to war. They're still not fortified. And they have inferior weapons and armor.
Mm-hmm.
That they can be easily taken, but if they're given time to, and they work 24/7. They given enough time, they could fortify their position and hold off or even like have some influence. But he's trying to nip that in the bud quickly and take land and make a huge land grab, like land that connects to the sea grab. That's to the bay goes out to the sea. That's a pretty big move.
Yeah.
It would totally increase his power as he gains another demence. But I mean, he's willing to make you a vassal if you're down.
I will talk with him later in private.
All right, and we'll call it good for here. No fighting, but tons of heavy politic bullshit.
Yes.
The world is changing.
So my plan for next session. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
All
hear.
right. My plan for next session is to go see my friends in Bergsdale and go do something crazy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
By
and
the
what's up?
whenever we I get a
Alice
second.
Junebug.
Whenever I get a second, like when we're walking away,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk up to a guard. Um, I'm going to walk up to a guard and and be like, "Hey, do you have like did the guards have like keys or something to get in here, or like how does that work?"
What child? What do you do? Go find your parents, child.
I'm gonna cast suggestion on him and say, "You should probably give me the key, a key to get in."
All right. I'm gonna head to bed. I'll catch y'all later.
All right.
All
I'll
right,
catch
good
you
night.
later.
Night, David.
Night,
Good
dude.
night.
Okay. I should give you the keys.
And don't tell anyone, or you'll get in big trouble. And then I just run and catch up with everyone else, and I just pocket the key.
All right. We'll call it here.
Okay.
All right. Good job, guys. Get some rest, Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die in a little bit too, but I'll chill with you, Fuzzy, for a bit.
All right.
Cool. All right.
See?
You guys have a good night then.
Good night.